It looks like an ordinary summer's day for these children at a swimming pool on the outskirts of Sevilla in southern Spain. But this is a special day for them. They're here with social workers from the organisation Between Friends. They are part of the millions of Spaniards who are not reaping the benefits of the economic upturn. We travel with them to their neighbourhood in Polígono Sur, known as the 3,000 Homes, one of the poorest in Spain. The children are among hundreds who receive free meals from the organisation over the summer holidays in schools across the neighbourhood. It's part of a programme launched nationwide 3 years ago by the NGO Educo.
Requests for our summer meals have gone up by 40% compared to last year. The economic crisis has led to budget cuts in social funding, education, health. That's led to many families trying to cut down on food spending. Nobody is going hungry, but there is malnutrition in Spain.
More than 40% of children live in poverty in Sevilla. It may be a prime tourism destination, but it's also the country's 5th poorest city, a situation that's gaining ground among Spain's middle-class families. Families like Salud's. Every morning on her way to work, she drops off her twins at a school in the Palmita neighbourhood, where the NGO Save the Children fills in the gaps in Spain's welfare system, offering the children games and educational activities.
New families have arrived, people who've lost their jobs or who work in very precarious conditions and no longer have any social benefits. Our main concern is that this kind of poverty is turning into a chronic phenomenon.
Salud lives with her family in her parents' house, along with her sisters and her brother's families. Both she and her husband have jobs. She works as a domestic help and he is a builder, but they can't afford to pay the rent on a home of their own.
My mother helps us out. She puts food on the table every day and buys breakfast for the kids. That way we manage.
Out of work for several years following the economic crisis, Salud's husband finally found work a few months ago. But the wages are unreliable, she says.
The first month he earned €800, the second €900, the third €550. It's a total disaster. We don't know what we're going to earn from one month to the next. It varies, depending on how many hours work we get. So I save money the months I earn more, which I spend when I earn less, because otherwise there are months when we couldn't even afford to pay the bills.
In another part of Sevilla, in the heart of the old town, we meet Manolo. He's an activist with the so-called Platform for Mortgage Victims, the PAH.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Buenas tardes. Os presento a Valerie, y ahora encontramos pues cada uno le contáis a ella.
Most of the people we meet here used to lead comfortable lives. The crisis has changed all that. In debt, unable to cope with prohibitive bank rates, some have already lost their homes. Others are fighting to keep theirs.
They come here to find comfort and help. We tell them there is always room for negotiation. If they cannot pay off their debt, maybe there is another solution. They don't necessarily have to end up on the street.
Celestina used to run a building company with her husband, which employed some 15 people. When their biggest clients failed to pay the bills, the couple were unable to pay back their bank loans. They went bankrupt. Their flat was seized. The company's offices are being put up for auction.
Mira, Valerie, este era mi local.
These are our offices. I lost my home, and now a court case is underway. And the bank is likely to seize the place. And even then, when the sentence is passed, I'll have to continue paying off my debt.
Until when?
For the rest of my life.
Today, Celestina lives with her 2 children in her 25-year-old son's flat. With his monthly salary of €1,000, he provides for most of their needs.
Pasa, Valerie.
Celestina's fall brought on serious depression and a divorce. At 53, she's trying to resurface. She's found a temporary job in a service company for the elderly for €500 a month.
430. Tengo para 2 o 3 meses, no sé para cuánto tendré. Hombre, yo estoy
I have this job for 2 or 3 months. I don't know how long it will last.
No paro. Yo,
Every day I look for work. I never stop.
Pido ayuda a las asistentes sociales, pido
I ask for help from social workers and from Caritas.
a Caritas.
They put me in touch with people, and so I send CVs to restaurants, bars, places like that. I'm just trying to find something.
Por los restaurantes, por los bares, por ahí intento sacar algo.
Spain has one of the highest growth rates in the Eurozone, but poverty rates in Andalusia are the same as they were at the height of the crisis, says the regional head of Caritas, the Catholic Agency for International Aid and Development. According to him, austerity policies and labour law reforms have led to more precarity in Spain.
Our system doesn't smooth out inequalities in times of economic boom, and it destroys a lot of jobs and deepens inequalities in times of crisis. The crisis has reversed many social achievements in Europe. We've seen the rise of a neoliberal model that undermines the social welfare system. Labour reforms that have been implemented according to this model have been detrimental to the social achievements of recent years.
Asunción has not had a permanent job for 9 years. Once a week, she goes to buy goods at the wholesalers, which she then sells on markets and in her neighbourhood. A mother of 2, she also takes care of her elderly mother. She says she and her husband simply couldn't cope without the help of charities.
I used to have my own business. I ran a bar. I also worked in wholesale trade. I sold jewellery and accessories. My husband also worked wherever he found a job, in lift maintenance or building sites. We did quite well. We worked for others and we were much better off then. Now we're self-employed and we work much more for less.
The next morning, we meet Asunción at the marketplace.
Sales are low, they're low, because it's very hot and there aren't many people. But I'm coping. I talk a lot, so I manage to sell.
Asunción makes the best of the situation, but she doesn't expect to see things improve anytime soon.
This will last. Politicians will keep on stealing money and filling their pockets. They only think of themselves. And we, the poor people, are always the last in the world. We'll just keep on being poor. The poor will get poorer and the rich will get richer. It's always been that way.